and get started. Welcome into the stream for today, everybody. Thank you for joining me on this adventure, both on YouTube and here on Twitch. We have some interesting stuff going on today. We are planning to work on the coral reef out here by the main entrance to the map. And then in just about 28 or so minutes, we're going to watch the great premiere for the new teaser trailer for the map. So, and then depending on how stuff goes, we may or may not work on some waterfalls around the border terrain from there. So with that, let's go ahead and dive right in. Haha. Load, we want coral. Actually, we want the second one because the first one's broken and I don't know why. And we want to mask water. And this part might be a little bit not super interesting just because it's going to be a lot of pasting stuff in, but hopefully it'll go relatively quickly. We'll be able to move into some more interesting stuff later on. And I know some of these don't paste in super well, but I'm alright with that for the most part. This isn't meant to be a super amazingly perfect project area. It's more of an extra detailed section for my own sanity, because I've been wanting to have a coral reef in here. The other big news is that this project is officially in 1.21 over 1.20, so that is huge for me. Typed in the wrong thing there. All of this coral was custom made in the asset world, which actually got updated today as well, if you want to go check that out. Very nice world that I've been working on there, and free to use assets as well, although as of right now I'm asking that you don't use them in any posted projects for the time being without asking first, but it's really not a huge deal. I just enjoy being able to share all the pieces of what makes this map come together. And also with the coral reef, I really just wanted to make sure that I got one in. I mean, that's really the big thing. I just noticed the candles are cut off on this one. Oh well, that's not a huge deal. Bit disappointing, but not a huge problem. We will live regardless. Need to stop doing that. Gotta use the right commands here. fire coral is not my favorite one that I made, but I want to make sure that I do use all the coral types and not just some of them, so we'll live with a bit of imperfection. It's not like I'm not doing that already, so make do with what we're working with. That one is very poorly attached, though. Too poorly attached for my liking. I did it again. And now I'm pulling up all the wrong things here. Sorry about that. Because in just a little bit we're going to switch over to... Well, not really switch over, but I'm going to pull up the actual YouTube clip for the trailer release. But we're going to work on this while we wait. Oh, that was terrible. There we go. That's better. Yeah, I'm mostly just trying to make sure that there's nobody in the YouTube comments. Trying to figure out why I'm not talking to them, so... Clone clan? Oh, I do have this. T90. Bring it down. Perfect. You just gotta waterlog it, which is a bit of a pain, but alas, must be done. This is what happens when you build with slabs and stuff. Just what you gotta deal with. Yeah, there we go. Very nice addition to our reef area. I'll probably put another one in here too, but our next thing we're going to grab out is our bone meal, as well as some sword and kelp. Brush, sphere, kelp. 10 / mask. Kelp. Little trick I learned. Unfortunately, I can't do as fancy stuff as I would like with the water plants because I can't mask it as easily. So I have to kind of cope with a little bit, again, a little bit of imperfection with it. Can't do everything I want, unfortunately, but that's alright. Just fill up the area, make it look a lot nicer. I wish there wasn't so much coral fans and stuff, but it's alright. Well, I nearly forgot about sea pickles. We want to put those in as well. Help it look nicer too, having some of those lighting blocks in the area. And already, just by expanding this, I'm really glad we expanded it because it looks so much better now that we've got some expansion going on it. It's really starting to bring home the idea that it's actually a coral reef and not just some random thing, which is good, exactly what we want to happen, so... Very successful in that regard. Again, scatter some of these sea pickles around. We'll probably add some other details to it later as well, such as like maybe some bubbles or something like that. But I'm not going to do that just yet, because I want to make sure that stuff actually looks good before I mess around with something like that. And I'll show you the reason behind the kelp brush, except for the fact that the kelp brush is inaccurate. Kelp brush, very helpful in making this part of the seabed. And I don't want to include too much kelp within the reef itself. We'll probably add a smattering in this area, just because it's relatively open. But we don't want to do too much in this area, just because we want the coral reef to show through. So we want the kelp just to kind of emphasize where the reef is, almost. which is where we have these bunches kind of dotted around where the actual reef is. But not too much inside the reef itself. Although we do put some patches in some of it, but we want to keep them relatively short so that they don't really overwhelm the reef itself. And there we go. That looks pretty good if you ask me. Much prettier area to be swimming through and looking at. We still have quite a bit to go there, so definitely going to keep working on that. Just trying to add a little bit more to the ship itself to make it look a bit older, hopefully there. We missed a spot. But yeah, part of the goal of the project, as I've mentioned a few times, is to kind of prove how beautiful Minecraft can be if you work at it and actually work on making something pretty. And that it even doesn't have to take a ton of effort to make something that looks nice. So I want to make sure that I tackle actually a lot of different parts of Minecraft so that you can actually see that in the project. So we have shipwrecks, we have the different temples that we're working on, of which even this is going to be one of them. I just haven't started on it yet. So we got a lot of stuff going on there. Just one moment here. Checking on something really quickly. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, there we go. We're back. Apologies. Coral. I need to stop making those mistakes. Hi, Fox. Hello, Fox. I see you discovered my lovely Discord thing saying that I'm streaming. Glad you think it's epic. I'm glad you approve. And we're not even done yet. We're still going. Although you probably disapprove of some of my methodology. Been meaning to visit for a couple of months now. Well, dang it, Fox. You should have joined earlier. You know what? I suppose I can't blame you for that one. I can't blame you for time zone shenanigans. But I will anyway. It's all your fault, Fox. You did it wrong. Well, thank you for hopping in. I appreciate the viewer, obviously, and I appreciate you, smiley face. For anyone wondering, Mr. Fox here is from Epic Quests, one of my lovely build servers that I'm a part of. We love this guy, he's fun. And he leads a lot of the projects over there, so you should definitely go check out the stuff he's done. I don't think he has a ton of stuff on his YouTube channel. He has some stuff, but you should definitely check out Epic Quest and all those projects. Great content there. Would recommend. He has good trees. Even though those videos are ancient, they're still some of the best tree tutorials on the market, so would recommend. Yeah, we got about... Hey, I don't use them myself, but I can't lie and say that they're bad. They're really good trees. My guy knows how to build. Ooh, have fun packing your stuff for your vacation. Hope you have a good vacation whenever that is, too, Fox. I will hopefully have a nice build. Thanks for stopping by. Always appreciate it when friends can step in. I did it again. Go get some stuff. Get the tube coral going. This is one of my favorite ones, actually, is the tube coral. It turned out really well when I was making it. And I still absolutely love it. It is a very nice piece of coral work that I did. The horn coral is probably my second favorite. The bubble coral is pretty good, but it just looks a bit weird. Which I don't think I was going to avoid ever, but that's alright. 1 second here to check up on that. Nope, alright. Got about 4 minutes here until we're gonna pull up the YouTube premiere. Hopefully the audio doesn't break, because that would really be a shame if it did. And I trapped myself again. I'm doing a good job of trapping myself today. It's alright. Let's grab our second tube coral. We won't paste in a ton of these, but we'll just get some in. Just to make sure. Ow, dang it. Just to make sure we got a bit of variation. I gotta switch out my headphones. One of them's dying. Apologies, but there we go. Doesn't take too long, at least. Get them in there. Very nice. Now let's go ahead and grab ourselves horn coral. The horn coral turned out pretty good. I just wish I could have done a bit more with it than what I did. But it's alright. It's one of the better ones. I am really liking how this whole thing has turned out. I wasn't 100% sure my assets were going to be quite what I was looking for in making a reef-like structure, but although it might not look perfectly like a coral reef, it gets the point across pretty well, and it looks pretty. I mean, it looks pretty good. I probably could do better, but this is mostly more border terrain than anything else, so it's not really meant to be the best thing you've ever seen. But I do so think that it's time to switch over here. In just a second. Nope. Still early. You're going to go ahead and turn down the music quite a bit, though. I am still earlier. I guess I set the timer to something different. Okay, here we go. Not that one. This one. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe it doesn't actually start until 12:30 on the dot. Oh, that's alright. We will just go ahead and set that off to the side. Until then, I lied. Sorry. There we go. Now it might be. We'll turn off the music. And bring this back over. Yeah, here we go. Good, we do have audio from the desktop. That's good. So yeah, big new thing for the project coming up here. I don't know why I'm not getting a chat feed for this. I'm gonna check it out on here real quick. I forgot to full screen. My bad, sorry. Okay. Now, hold on. You put that off to the side there, and then hide that. There we go. That's the big announcement. Big announcement. Let me bring the music back up here. Maybe. Oh, my headphones must have broken. Give me a second here to try and fix that. My audio's still broken. Give me a second here. Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. Okay, we're back now. I apologize about that. We still got. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and grab. I think we're ready to do. Well, we can fit a couple more in here. But now let's go ahead and switch over to our fire coral. and get some of that in there. Mostly for color more than anything else, because again, I tried forever, and it took me ages to get something that I was even somewhat happy with, and I still didn't really like it, so... It's mostly just to get some additional color in there so that it'll look a bit nicer. Because having a little bit of color in there is very important for getting that coral reef feel, at least in Minecraft. In the real world, it's probably unnecessary, but... For Minecraft purposes, the color is an extremely important part of actually getting the reef to look reef-like. Don't have any over here. Let's fix that real quick. And then I think we're probably pretty good. Let's just go ahead and get another one of these guys in here, methinks. Bit nicer. Actually, let's get bubble coral 2. I need to load it first. Bubble coral 2. Let's get some of this going, actually, because I nearly forgot about adding in. I meant to do it. Some extra of these. There we go. Alright. Sea pickles, bone meal, our lovely kelp sword. There we go. And now we just need to finish up this area with the grass part. And we'll just keep going. This part always takes quite a bit of effort just because I don't have anything faster to do it with. Really wish I did, but I just don't. Get our sea pickles going because I forgot about these again. But the goal is to make this one of the more explorable ocean areas, so I want to make sure that we get some nice biome stuff going in here. Just to make sure that there's actually some intrigue going on. Go. Just realized I forgot to pull up my stream manager again. Oh, dropping stuff. That's not okay. Make sure we get every area over here. Not forgetting the sea pickles. You can kind of see here where I've got them, where I don't, which is very helpful. And the reason that I don't want to go too far with plants right now is just because I don't know where the next biome is going to be in the ocean area that I'm going to make. I have an idea for how some of them are going to go, but I just don't know where they're going to be yet. So I want to make sure that I leave plenty of space for myself to actually make those. biomes when we get there. Looks like we're about getting ready to start doing kelp, which is very good. Yep, I think we're about ready to start adding kelp parts to it. This is going to be a rather large section here, as you can probably already see. And that's because of the fact that we got a big, pretty open area. So we're going to use that to work on, kind of like what I said before, the idea is to sort of start kind of framing the reef with it. Which you can probably see a lot better now that we're kind of getting closer to finishing the actual main reef part. You can probably see a lot better now what I mean when I say using the kelp to sort of frame the reef. And one of the things biomes we're going to make is actually going to be a kelp forest, so there will be some larger groupings in the future for it. But right now we're just doing little bits. Not really meant to be huge kelp forests, just some additional plants to help liven up the ocean space a bit more. Which I'd say is going pretty well. We're getting pretty good looking plant growth here, I'd say. Definitely want to get quite a bit probably here on this edge. Let's get a good clump here going. Then let's get a clump going here, as well as clump here, and also make sure that we get this area grassed up. Let's get some here. But now you can kind of see how the kelp kind of clumps around and almost forms like a barrier around the reef, which is exactly what we're looking for. In fact, we want to get a goodly clump over here. And there we go. Alright, so the biome, hold on. There we go, there's a pretty good one. Not know that was going to show up. I'm just trying to see if there's like a good angle. Ooh, actually I like this one. Wait, I don't have shaders on. That's why stuff looks weird. Hold on here a second. There we go. I think it looks better with the night vision on, actually. There we go. Got that done. We're actually going to take a stab over here for a second. Let's go 7. Yeah. This is mostly just so that... Alright, I forgot I need to do that. Hold on. This is mostly so that I can get the water to not be doing weird things. I apologize about the audio doing weird things, though. I do wish it wouldn't do this. But unfortunately, I have yet to figure out what the problem is. Presumably, it's that it doesn't have enough memory to run the audio properly, but I can't seem to find why. Just gonna smooth out this as much as we can. There we go. And we're gonna grab our noise painter. Give me a second here. Gonna grab our noise painter. We're gonna grab our blocks here. Okay. I'm gonna turn that down until I figure out why it's doing that and or it fixes itself. There we go. That's what we're going for. Is it because I'm in full screen? It's because I'm in full screen, isn't it? That's probably the problem. It's probably because I'm in full screen. Alright, we'll fix that in just a second then, because I can kind of need to be in full screen right now. And I know that might be partially technically incorrect here, but that's what we want to do. Alright. Yeah, it just seems to not like the full screen. Yeah, there we go. Now you can see the entire reef there. Very nice stuff. Very nice stuff. Waterfall wise, I'm not sure exactly where I want to start. Probably in this area, but we're gonna hopefully prevent a crash here. Hopefully. Because we're gonna be back soon. I need to take a break, get some water, do some other stuff, so we will catch you there in a second. Okay. We're back. And we didn't crash. Wonderful. So when we're making these waterfalls, the first thing that we need to figure out is where we're actually going to start them. And that can be really hard to figure out sometimes. I'm liking right here, though, as a place. So we're going to go in here. We're going to grab our melt. And we are going to start by determining how this waterfall is actually going to end up falling. And a lot of that's going to be following contours of the terrain. Figuring out, for example, where does this hit the ground? Melting that area. Down, yeah, it doesn't like the full screen. I wish there was something I could do about that. I mean, I can do this. Hold on. There. Maybe that'll make it happier. So we're going to start there. We're going to go down to 3 here as a way to allow ourselves to start shaping this a bit more. And hopefully actually figure out where the fall is a little bit better. We'll get our cave going there. Then we are going to do smoothing process. Actually, we forgot to do... We smooth this out. And that leaves us with our pathway, for the most part, for the actual water flow. And actually, I just had a brilliant idea. Instead of using barriers for some of this, we could probably use wool. And for this purposes, we're going to use gray here. Because we do need to level this out in some capacity, otherwise it's just not going to work. If we decide we don't want it to be that big, we're going to pretty much do that. And then we use this to start being able to work our way out. We also need to mark exactly where that water hits. 2, 1, 1 it looks like. Just 1, 1. And then here, the work is already mostly done for us down at the bottom. So it's actually probably easiest to start here. And under normal circumstances, I would make this a delta. But in that this is not a normal circumstance, we're just going to live with what we got here. And then in a lot of situations, we're going to have to do quite a bit of modification here to make stuff actually fit in. But that's fully expected. Nature of the process. It can be a bit difficult to mold this, but doesn't look like it's going to be too bad. That looks pretty decent, I think. We gotta fix that up a little bit there. Same here. I would do the waterfall part different if I could, but I don't really think that's going to work out, so we're going to stick with what we got. Not actually sure how many of these I really want to put in. It's a lot of effort to put these in. I'll probably try to put one more in there, at the very least. I want to put at least one in because it'll help differentiate the terrain from each other if one has waterfalls, so this one's going to be interesting, because for a lot of this, I'm probably just going to let the water flow and see what happens. I did that wrong. Sphere 500 ask I blue wool water. And the reason I'm okay with doing this time is because I can just do a underwater mask. And that should just fix everything, essentially. Brush sphere, barriers, mask, wool. Just do this. And we do this, brush sphere, go block 5, mask. It was the wrong arrow. Make sure you use the right. Make sure you do the masks right. There we go. Much easier. Than other ways I could have gone about it. Much, much, much easier. Here I'm mostly doing it because I need a placeholder of some sort, or else it just straight up doesn't work very well at all, so... But now you can start to get an idea of what it looks like, which is good. We just keep working our way around. It is indeed a process, but It's just what you gotta go with. Actually, probably gonna want to make more brushes. Paint sphere, block, moss block. Except I need to type it right. Paint sphere, 5/100 seconds block, mask, air, water, blue, wool. And already we're making pretty solid progress on that. We should delta this somewhat, at least, I think. Well, nah, we don't need to. It's alright. I maybe should, but it's okay. I don't need it to be perfect. Barrier 3. Let me just get rid of some of those barriers there. Optimally, this would come from the ocean that isn't built behind here. Optimally, but that's alright. Not everything's going to be perfect all of the time, so make do with what we got. Make do with what we got and move on. Far easier than trying to mess around with a bunch of stuff. One. Two. Two. Two and then three. Two. And then three. This is becoming quite interesting pathway. That's alright. Interesting pathway is good. Quite good, actually. Just make sure this is spread out. And we're gonna actually move this in this direction so that we can make a bit of a more steady slope rather than that steep one there into this area. Oops, sorry about the spin there. Let's paint this area over. Go. There we go. Get this in going. Diamond that up. Barriers. Hope this doesn't make a huge mess. And now you can really start to get the idea for what we're looking at here. And we're even going to have a third one still. And all that from just one river just because of how it happens. I mean, it's just nature of the project sometimes. I'm still stuck on whether or not if I want to try to put a little delta for these or not. I really probably should, but I don't know if it'll look right. I'm stuck on that decision. There we go. There's another section of waterfall done. Looking pretty good there. It's the other side that's going to be most problematic, though, probably. Part of the reason why I'm doing this as well is because it'll explain like the water up here a bit as well. That's why I wanted to do it here specifically. Just because it explains some of that. So let's start over here because this is going to be a lake. So let's figure out where the line actually needs to be. And work at it from there. And again, smooth out the exit part into the water here. Let's go in here. Flood fill. There we go. Let's not do that right away. Because instead we're probably just going to try to smooth this area out even further based on this line, which means we'll want to make sure the line gets a bit thicker so that it's clear. And we'll have to barrier it, but that's alright. And now we already have at least some of this lower part done, which is good. Good. Just need to make sure this all ends up gold. Paint in that area. Now actually what we do is fill this with water. And that'll help start to establish quite a lot of this part, which is good. And if we need to drain the water later, we even can, just because we already have we'll already have the gold blocks here set for us. To tell us where the actual edge is. So that actually helps a ton of that. However, I think with that we're probably going to call it a stream here. So thank you for joining me on this adventure today. And we will catch you on a later date. So thanks for stopping by.